I've just put my equipment down. I know it's under my gold value. I'll
That's
do
okay.
the calculations later. Yep.
Just remember, encumbrance will become important. So I'm just going to
Yep.
take you to Erie Woad.
That's all right. I'm in studded leather at the moment because I
That's
knew
okay.
that would allow me to get my other weapons.
Yep.
In fact, it might even allow me to get.
So you should see the picture of Erie Woad, sorry.
No, it won't allow me to get that.
Yeah, just going to zoom out some. Yep.
So the river that runs down, you'll notice that the bay is called the Rilling Bay, and that's the river Rilling, R-I-L-L-I-N-G.
God, I love these maps.
So the forest is sort of in this general direction, not quite due south, but a little bit that way. Yeah. The indexy thing up the top here basically describes where everything is, and I've got no problem with you guys working all that out. The temple, gotta find a temple.
The land is my temple, though.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yep.
enough out of you.
That one?
Already.
I'm not the druid.
Oh, really?
No.
I
follow Meroth.
Druids don't really have a temple, do we?
You do, sort of. And your god is Aromir, A-R-O-M-I-R, the god of nature and the hunt. Your god, Andy, or whatever you... Sorry, I haven't got your character's name in front of me.
Meros. Yeah, it's awesome.
Is actually Arto. Is what they've taken as their patron god of this little place.
Yeah.
Arto,
I haven't
the
given
hero
any
of the
last
water.
name.
Yep.
As of yet.
Yeah. So so it's the Temple of Arto. Apart from that, there is the Aromir sort of shrines that are
So
around
we're
the
actually
place.
local to this area then.
Yes, you guys are all local. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, so
That's
we
why you
would
know
all
so
know
much.
the town, and we know where things are,
Yeah.
etc., etc.
Yeah. And you're
Yeah.
all middle-aged,
Alright.
so you have enough. So your case being slightly different, Matt, Nitty, being that you have been won over by your curiosity about, I mean, you visited as you've grown up and come with various entourages of elves to the human enclave here.
Yeah. Yep.
And once you attained maturity, or majority, you were able to make up your own mind, so you've been given permission to sequester yourself here just for a short time, around about 20-25 years. You know, it's only a small time in an elf's life. Just to observe the goings on and be involved in and all that sort of stuff. But remember, your king is the king of the elves, not the lord of this place. So
the king of the elves is, and I would know where he is. He is.
Well, you know, you know the forest.
Yeah.
You know the places to avoid, the places to go to, all that sort of stuff once you're in the forest. That's cool. Needed to ask Lincoln or Leith. That's your character's name.
No,
Okay.
character's name is Marava.
Marava.
If we could all switch our names.
Switch the
Oh,
names so I know
yep.
what I'm
Sorry.
what I'm talking to. That's cool.
It's a good thing to
I
do at
need
the
to
beginning of any.
remember how to do
new
that.
session.
Marava.
Yeah.
You have been torn. I don't want to give you too much of your backstory, but of course, being a half elf, it might have been that you started your life out in the forest and ended up when I don't know how you came about, or that you were your mother or father indulged in something, and you were, when you were born, left into the sort of on the borders of the forest, or in the town, or in the forest. I don't know, but you've got several choices how you see how you fit.
Most definitely abandoned child out in the woods.
Well, they abandon you, so you'd be brought up by perhaps farmers and the like.
So they left you on a doorstep of a of a humble farmer.
No, they wouldn't have done that, but they would have made sure.
Maybe that's how we met my character.
Possibly.
Being
Possibly.
a forester
Yep.
and a farmer.
Aren't I older than you though?
Oh yeah.
Much older, but that doesn't matter.
Doesn't mean that's not how you met, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're considered a very young, mature person. He's considered a sort of middle of the mature in the human sense. So he's culturally wise older than you.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you look at the elf, who's 150 or something, so he's considered sort of like just gone into his 20s sort of thing.
She.
She, I
But yeah.
Yeah, but that's sort of how it all comes into it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Eriewode, a pleasant enough place. So just remember, north is, no, be great if I see the right thing. North is that way.
Okay.
And so
Sorry, which
Eriewode
way,
is
to the
sort
left
of-
or to the right, did you say?
Sorry,
Right.
north is to the right.
Right.
To the right.
Okay,
North
yeah,
is
cool.
to the right, yeah.
It's sort of the end of the road for a lot of various travellers, so you don't get a hell of a lot of visitors to Eriewode. It's it's kept out, because of that, it's kept out a lot of the comings and goings of the nation of Ballywick, the kingdom of Ballywick. And most people in Eriewode feel good about that. They're more concerned with working with the elves and the dwarves. Just so you know, the quarry is actually worked and owned by a group of dwarves. So if we ever were going to have a dwarven character in the game, that's where they would have come
That'd
from.
be this.
Yeah.
With the quarry.
So together, the humans, sort of being the cement, has got this little, quite a profitable enclave of some land merchants, some sea merchants, because you'd stop there before you get up to Ballywick or wherever. The elves, who bring in information and specialities from the forest, the farmers of course all around, the dwarves who live in town, who are, as you can see, are also setting up defences around the town. Notice that they've defended the area first.
Yep.
But you can sort of see that the defences are only partially made, but they're doing their best. Their numbers are low. Yeah, so it's a relatively quiet, sleepy little sea town, getting a bit big. There would be around about 3 to perhaps 3,500 people just in the city alone. So it's quite packed, and then the rest are in the sort of the adjoining sort of woods and farmland and the odd hills end, because there is another dwarven clan in the nearby hill area a couple of days away from the town, who also brings a lot of ore for trade. So it's just a sleepy, it's almost like it's not really even part of Ballywick, it just happens to be nearby. In some ways quite idyllic, in some ways quite sleepy, in some ways quite strange. There's always something odd happening. This edge, if you were to go off into the forest edge, sort of around that sort of area, it's not an area that's sort of maintained or travelled greatly by the elves. They know, and you'll know this and you'll be able to pass this on, Libby, that's a very strange part of the forest that it has been basically not boarded off but warned against travelling. So every now and then a group of elves and humans might have to go in there and find some poor lost soul who's wandered into that area, if that person's important enough to warrant that. You may yourself may have actually been involved in one of those at some stage. And if you have, you can tell that the wood gets very strange. The rest of the woodlands is, you get that natural feeling, it's got natural beasts and dangers and all that sort of stuff, so it's not, you know, perfectly beautiful sunshine and all happiness. It's a normal, healthy woods forest. The other place,
but to the southeast, it's slightly.
There's something odd about
kilter.
it. It's like you feel like you're not connected to it, which to an elf is really weird. You know that the elves, there are several druids who sort of support, and so you're not the only one, Lincoln.
Yeah.
You're one of a chain of druids who, and I'll give you some of their names later, who also support the elves in trying to contain this. To your knowledge, there have been times when this area has gotten bigger, and through the work of the elves, the druids, and several other peoples that they've called upon, they've managed to drive back this other world, weird worldness to recontain it. It's not like the trees don't all die or anything. It's just that there's just a really weirdness about them. They might be curled in a really weird way. They might grow in a really twisted manner. The rock formations, if they're there, they just might look really different, more raw, if that could be the word. Yeah, so it just doesn't equate to the rest of the landscape. And as I said, as an elf, you get that disconnect. As a druid, Lincoln Maravar, you may have come near it. You wouldn't have actually gone into that area at the moment because you would not be called upon to do that until you're at least out of your sort of first sort of goings on adventuring. You're aware of the place, but you don't know too much about it. And the weird thing at the moment is that Nidri probably knows more about it at the moment than you do.
Cool.
Clem?
Having maybe been sent in there, yeah.
Yeah. Clem, I'm not sure what your backstory is, but you may have had a predisposure to the arcane, so your parents have scrimped and saved and brought you in to apprentice under the mage in town. So the mage in town is has erected. Sorry, just want to make sure that I've given you the right information. Sorry.
All of a sudden, a lot of feedback.
Yeah, no, I don't know why. But so Clem, you are set mostly up near the
I haven't changed anything.
The apprentices help the wizard, who I haven't given his name to yet, but they help him maintain, because the lighthouse is actually a magical light. So part of your job is to help maintain the lighthouse, so you know how it works and all the bits and pieces with that. Also, it's also a spot where you've got a pretty good vantage point out over the water and back over some of the land, so with various spells and devices that your trainer has shown you how to use that are all his. You also do a little bit of just keeping watch around the area. He tends to take care most of that area in the forest. He really hasn't talked much to you about it. He just says that what he's found is that arcane magic does not mix well with that area, so he will leave it to the more divine people who are inspired divinely to take care of it. He's willing to help them in any way he can, but as far as you know, he's went in there as a younger man, and he doesn't talk about much of what happened. Or you know that he lost his master in there. He warns people away from it, and of course you can see the road actually heads off down towards it, and it sort of skirts around it along the shoreline. So if people are going that way, he always sort of gives them hints about where to stop, and then try to travel during the day past that part of the forest as much as you can. He's very much insistent that no one should be, even if you're not on the forest side of the road, you should never really consider stopping overnight and making camp near that area of the forest. So it seems to be a bit of a bugbear with him. As to the political setup, there are some elves who come in to meet with the local lord, your wizard master, the priest from the Church of Arto. Usually there'll be one or two of the highest ranking druids who manage to come into town, and they'll also have someone from one of the various guilds, and possibly a dwarf. When they call special meetings. Otherwise, it's more the guilds and the Baron, with not that much input from anybody else really. So that's sort of the setting. Yes, this town does have, excuse me, the setting does have quite a good militia. It doesn't have a navy as such, but it does have a small group of people who are actually tasked with, there's one large boat, it's a one-master, it's not a big boat at all, it's more sort of like a sloop if anything else, that can go out to challenge some ships, that sort of stuff. But usually magic users, that's when you're taken on board to scare people away, if they need to scare them away if they don't feel that they are appropriate to the place. Apart from that, not a lot of bad stuff really happens here. You get the odd drunken disorderly. A couple of years ago there was a murder. The perpetrator was a traveller, and he's located somewhere, doing some sort of public service job in the town. So the local Baron, Lord, whatever you want to call him, he's not a Lord, he's one above a knight really. He's a youngish man, he has a young family, he's inherited this area about 6-7 years ago from his father. He's a well-respected man, he seems to be fair, even-headed, level-headed, and he doesn't have a specific advisor. He takes information from everyone, and it's not like he has one day of the year where he invites anyone from the township or the environs around to come and present some information to him or some idea to him that might add to the prosperity or defence of the town or the area. So he's sort of a, although not a prince of the people really. He has a wife, he has 3 children, as I said they're all very young, 2 sons and a young daughter, who are, you know, the apple of everyone's eye sort of thing, when everyone knows that when the son is around about 14, the oldest one, he will be sent off to Bailiwick to be trained in all the courtly la-la-la-la-las and that, and he will take over from his father when his father ceases to be the local, I've got to find the proper title, baronet I think it is, baronet of the place. So that's pretty much the town. The town's been here for about 400-500 years. Yeah, it's just you know, it's a great place. So why the hell are you here? We're going to find out in a second. So, any questions about this place that you want to know of? Any particular creatures or things or anything that are around the place, or any particular histories or anything that you feel you want to add to this place?
So what's the deal with the forest and its ongoing protection against? Is there any sort of guild that prevents or is set up to prevent, you know, the incoming dangers to Eriewood?
The elves and a few human rangers tend to sort of try to guard as best they can around that. And as I said, special councils can be called, and then the baronet makes his decisions from that, what needs to happen from the humans' contribution to whatever's happening.
Yeah.
That's, yeah. I don't know if that answers
your
your question, but yeah. If you're talking about like foresters and deforestation, all that sort of stuff, the city of Iowa has an agreement with the elves that they're allowed to cultivate the forest, so they'll cut down some parts. When they cut it down, they will replant before they move on to cut down other trees.
Yeah.
And so they are very mindful, and the druids are very much in charge of that sort of regeneration.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're sort of the go-betweens between the elves and the humans around there. So the Hrothwood has really not suffered that badly, and yet Eriwoad has prospered because it's been kept pretty small, but big enough to to be able to generate all this sort of work. And
Yeah.
yeah. So they sort of struck this
Yeah.
really good balance. So if anything, you would probably say that the township of Eriwoad has worked really hard at trying to keep in balance with everything else.
Yeah.
Hasn't got too big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although that
Hasn't
doesn't mean to
expanded
say-
too large. It hasn't tried to delve too deep into anything. It's just maintained its
as much as it
steady,
can. Yep.
prosperous.
And
Yeah.
there's always
nature.
some people that will, try to upset the apple cart, be a bit too greedy, but that's how sort of handle it on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's all cool.
Yep. Right at the top.
I
Sorry,
actually
Lincoln.
have to be right back.
Yep. Right at the top there.
Yep.
One of the meeting places for those who follow your religion, as well as a sacred site for you and your fellow druids. You meet there on every full moon, as
Cool.
well as the solstice and equinox, which are more celebratory situations. The full moon is more sort of a round table for all the druids to talk about what's happening and if they haven't had a chance in the previous month, sort of thing.
Cool.
And it's also a go-to place if you need to. It's sacred land for you. Anything else anyone else wants to know?
What's the local creatures / known monsters?
Okay, so
The region.
all the most normal stuff.
Yep.
Every once in a blue moon, like every 5-10 years, you might get some sort of weird creature, primarily out of that weird area, like an owl bear, or a wyvern. Orcs and goblins and kobolds are known to be around the place. Bandits, you can still have trouble with those sort of people. To the ocean side, no one's really investigated it, but they say that there could be some aquatic settlements out there. They don't seem to have bothered the town thus far. But yeah, nothing that major off the coastline. Primarily it's but it's the normal sort of goblinoid orcish sort of groups that pose a lot of the problem, and then just mostly like 80-85% normal prey animals and that sort of stuff. So about 15% of the time you might encounter something weird, like, as I said, an owl bear or a wyvern, sturge.
Yeah.
If you ever were to encounter undead,
Hit the oh shit button.
well, yeah, that's because someone's doing it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's not really known to happen. Someone is actually creating undead or activating undead somehow. Otherwise this place doesn't really have that issue.
That's good to know.
Yeah. So otherwise, yeah, it's pretty simple in that sense. Which is why probably the big priest is spending more time in the garden developing his honey and everything else. Yep. So, any last questions before we get on?
Nope.
Okay. So, yep.
Just rather than jump straight in, I was like, if we know each other, I was thinking getting a at least a description of everyone first. And...
Yep, because you're basically going to meet, strangely enough, in an inn, even though you know each other. But you're going to frequent the inn for various reasons. You can make them up as you go. So yeah, so you'll be at the inn. I haven't given it a name yet, but it'll be something fairly nautical, with something like I don't know, the mermaid and the wheat sheaf, or something like that, with a combination. And so, if you want to start off with a description of each other, I'm not saying you're best friends, but you're familiar enough with each other to know a little bit about each other. So a bit, perhaps, if your description sort of is the physicality of you, plus 3 or 4 little traits that go into you that others probably would know, would be about the best way to describe things.
So we are at in right now.
Yep. Well, just before you do the introduction, so away you go, Andy.
So Orson is obviously.
Sorry, this and over here. Sorry.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Is a whopping sort of around about 120 kilos worth of fat, portly gentleman, and only measuring up at 5'7", bald. Obviously very young, but he seems to have come from somewhere along the line, either a rich family or he's been supplied fairly well from things, because he loves to wear his lovely silver cast holy symbol around his neck and sort of out in the open. Beyond that, he tends to just wear sort of around town a friar's style robe. We have never gone adventuring together yet.
Well,
find out
you
that
probably
he does have
but it's been very low level and probably
so
within the city.
about the only thing you've seen him carry is a staff and wear some studded leather as a form of weapon.
Yep.
Beyond that, obviously, points of interest. He's a bit of a cunt, to put it nicely. He's more at home with his bees than he is talking to people. Yeah. And you wouldn't exactly call him pretty at all.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else, or that's enough for now? Okay, sorry, his name again was Orson.
Orson.
Radio. Okay. Ronan, can we get a bit of stuff on Klim, please?
Yeah, alright. So it was a forester in a previous life. Some farming experience. Entered the local Who Wants to Be a Magic User competition and won. Found himself working with the mage. Untapped vein of magical talent. Probably the oldest apprentice, less an elf. What's he? I don't know.
Is he like 2 or 3
Average
little,
height, average
little
weight.
traits that he's into?
Monkeys.
He seems to be interested in monkeys. Cool.
Well, I don't know. Not off the top of my head. I'll have to.
Even if it's like little personal habits. You know, does he mind someone sharing food off his plate?
Oh, actually, that's a good one. So, I'll flip that. What he likes doing, he does it subconsciously, is takes food off other people's plates.
Excellent.
Or picks their drink up and starts drinking it.
Oh, that's gonna be a.
He's that guy.
Yep.
Awesome.
But generally pretty helpful and trusting within a group of people that he knows.
Yep.
With a charisma of 7, he can be a little bit tough to get to know.
Rightio. Would you say he's slightly Aspergy?
Yep.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Yeah,
Let's go
misses
with
sort
that.
of social cues, and that's possibly why he picks on people's plates and things.
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
Over familiar.
Yep. Well, and the other thing is, of course, is he's really good at
over,
magic.
over familiar, and no personal bubble.
Okay. Right. It doesn't understand the first thing about personal space. Great.
There's a social hand grenade.
Okay.
Clem steals food and drink, tolerated only as the magic user's apprentice.
Yes. Cool. Okay. Nilly.
Yep. She's a fairly lithe, about average height for an elf.
Yep.
She has the exact. I mean,
This echo is really
As-
incredible.
I know the echo is out of control. But as Clem would take a piece of food off her plate, she would instantly just take a piece of food off his and eat it while staring at him. Not in an aggressive way, but in a fair enough way. And as he picks up her drink to drink it, she would just instantly pick up his drink to drink it. Not once again, not in an aggressive way, but in a
Tit for
fair
tat.
enough way. Tit for tat, yeah, tit for tat kind of way. Yeah, like she has no problems crossing those boundaries. She's just been sort of around in the area, doing her thing. Yeah, she knows a bit about the surroundings, but she's just trying to live her, I guess, early starting to mature-ish life as an elf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sort of steps into independence sort of stuff. Is that sort of what you're meaning?
Yeah, steps into independence. Yeah, sort of live, a little bit of a shutdown in an emotional sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like charisma 6. I mean, it's going to be hard to get anything out of her.
Ooh, this group is amazing.
Yeah, she's pretty. Yeah, but you get most out of her from actions rather than words.
Yep.
Now I'm really wishing I had brought the charisma 14 thief.
That's alright. Okay, thank you. And lastly, we have Maravar, the druid.
Ooh, 5'5". I have leather armor with a dark green cloak.
Mm-hmm.
Spear with a sickle. That's pretty much permanently on my belt. I have long golden hair, and so I have 2 songbirds that follow me around and sort of nest in my hair.
Mm-hmm.
I generally have a smile on my face,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm often seen smoking out of my pipe. And don't worry, guys, I have you covered. I have a 15 charisma.
I thought you were going to say I have you covered. I have 2 more bags of what I smoke in my pipe.
I've got
I
what
am
they
carrying a
smoked
decent
in
amount of that.
That's it. I've got what they had in
Okay. So, obviously there's a 5th member who will be introduced at a later date.
Yep.
So, basically, you're at the mermaid. We'll call it just the mermaid for now. When one of the sergeant's runners comes up to you, and he sort of looks at you as a group, but addresses Nilly. So he says, Lady Nilly, the sergeant would like to talk to you and your group. He's not really sure.
She steps up. Yep.
Oh,
Says,
you can
"What
come
about?"
now? Oh, he hasn't really told me. He just told me to try to find you and get you back to the house.
Me and my group?
I guess if this is your group, he wasn't that clear.
Well, we might as well listen to what he's got to say, fellas. By the way, am I the only female, or?
I think so at the moment.
Yeah, alright. Well, we might as well listen to what he has to say, fellas.
Okay. So
Right. Add that word on the end of the other one. Bitch.
so this area here
Come on, fellas.
is where I've just pinged, is basically the barracks. It's that whole section behind the inn is put aside as a barracks and training area.
Oh, if you're gonna make me waddle across town, this better be worth it.
Right, fair distance.
Mate, if I have to go more than a block, it's a fair distance.
Yes, I know. So there's quite a little
Hey,
bit
you
of
need the exercise, buddy.
There seems to be a
noises.
downhill on the way. We could roll you down if you want.
Can we turn it into a pub crawl?
Quite possibly, and unfortunately they're not quite getting to the next pub. But after a bit of grumbling, mumbling, and moseying on, about what
And
should have taken you around about,
coughing and,
like about an 8-minute run, sort of takes you about 20 minutes of rolling your eyes, plugging your ears, not listening to what the poor Friar Olsen has to say about.
What do you mean? He's not saying anything.
Oh, isn't
It's
he?
more like.
Okay. Why are you in such a hurry? I'm just walking,
Yeah,
sir.
exactly.
Stop walking
Yeah,
so
no one's
fast.
gonna carry you.
Yeah. So you get across anyway. The sergeant is sort of standing on the steps with a really weird face. Part of it tells you that he's lost patience. The other part tells you that he's concerned. He just sort of nods to you and asks you to come into his office.
It's okay. I'm here.
Who's the one with the 15 charisma, by the way?
Maravar.
That's Marava, the druid.
Alright.
The druid.
Well, I,
The weirdo who lets.
well, we all went into his office, but I sort of tug Marava with me as we enter.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Wheeze and stomp up the steps.
okay, and you settle into a chair that's way too small for you, but it creaks and groans, but that's all.
Sorry.
I
I
pull out
give an
my-
obvious,
Do you mind if
I
I
give an
smoke, and
obvious
would you
look
like
to
some?
him.
Sorry, say that again.
Do you mind if I smoke and would you like some?
Yes and no. He's, he sort of looks at you very like, why the hell did you bring these people with you? Anyway,
My
he
pipe.
says,
Yeah, I roll my eyes and look over Maravar and say, smoke what you like, but just make sure you're able to listen to what he has to say. Thank you.
right, so, excuse me. He needs you to investigate something for him. There's been some orc activity in a certain area, and they've sort of worked out roughly the central zone. So, and the only thing they can put in that central zone is an old tower. So he's asking you guys. Orc asking you, Nitty, actually. So he's asking you guys to go there and scout out the place, get some more information if you can. Try not to engage and just get back so they can launch a bigger attack, but if you need to engage what you have to and then get back, sort of thing.
Okay,
this is
I understood
part
all
of
that.
the agreement with the elves and the humans that you could be called on to do this, so there's no actual reward apart from the fact that should you need to, you can call on him to help support your people.
Yeah, and I get bonus XP for listening through the echo, right?
I think we all do.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyway, I give him a nod, say, alright, fair enough. I'll take some people with me.
He says, well,
They're
I
obviously...
can't offer you any of my guards. Oh, you mean these people?
Yeah, no.
He says.
Yeah, these
He looks a little
people...
bit upset, but he says, well, if you think, and he sort of purposefully looks over at Orson, if you think they can make the trek...
well, you can't give us any of your guards,
No.
correct?
No, I can't. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm certainly not going there alone.
However you get there, if you can just do that, that would be great. Get back
Alright.
as and when you can. Yeah.
Alright, lay us out on paper the directions you want us to take
Right, yep.
in terms of the land.
Yeah, basically, as I said, there's an old tower there that used to be an old bandit's hideaway. I know that,
If he's
it's
going to
been
give
sort
us
of-
directions, I'll break out a quill and ink and a piece of
scratching.
paper and
Yep.
Yeah, good
So he
stuff.
gives you a rough direction. He says it follows an old hunter's trail, which you'll know, the druid probably will know, and the only person that possibly might not know is Orson. Everybody else probably knows of this hunter's trail. Follow along
Yep.
there, you sort of get a pretty good idea of roughly, you're looking at something that's going to take you roughly a half to 3/4 of a day to get there on foot. So yeah, and then sort of do a recce around the site, investigate if you need to some more, that sort of stuff. He doesn't expect you to engage unless you think that's going to help
Necessary
you get more information,
or
and you feel
necessary
it's
to
safe.
suppress our secrecy. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. All good. And bringing back information.
Yep. And if you can bring him back any evidence, that'd be even better.
And the recompense for this?
He says basically this will be on the agreement between our people, but I would like to talk to you alone if that's okay.
That's fair enough.
Okay, so the other three are asked to leave. Yep. Second. So I'm just going to talk to you. They don't know this because you share whatever. He says there's another reason. The rural sheriff, who's a friend of mine, there's a bit of a complication. Do you trust those three people?
Yes.
Because there is a life.
I trust them. I trust them.
Yep. There is a life.
To what degree?
Well, unfortunately, it seems that the in this orc activity, they managed to abduct the rural sheriff's daughter. He is happy to put up a reward. I don't want to accept too much of the reward because he's happy to make himself broke to get his daughter back, which is understandable. So instead I'd talk to people who I know and trust and negotiate a fair fee if you wish to do this and rescue his daughter.
So he's a friend of yours and you don't wish to see him broke.
No.
You just wish to see his daughter back.
Yep.
Without him losing his whole...
Yep.
Interesting. Fair enough. So you want information on what would be the surrounding orc
and if
compound?
If you can actually get in there and get her out, go for it.
All right.
What would you feel is an appropriate recompense, money-wise?
Well, perhaps you should express what is an accurate recompense, lest I go talk to the actual owner of the region himself.
Somewhere between 200 and 250 silver pieces to return his daughter.
I'm thinking the owner would pay much more than that.
Of course he would, but that would make him broke.
Remember, the silver in this game is the equivalent of gold.
Yeah, true.
So we are talking about someone that is literally offering, what is essentially a fuck ton.
Yeah, alright. Alrighty.
Any money you bring back from this adventure is exchangeable for XP as well.
Yep. Alright. Call it 225.
Very well.
Alright. And we'll do what we can. If we can bring her back, we'll bring her back. Why wouldn't we?
Exactly. You want the 225.
Exactly. Alrighty. We'll do what we can. You don't have any resources you can lend us in any way? You don't have horses, you don't have weapons, you don't have any...
No. I can give
extra guardsmen you can lend us.
No, I can give you a couple of days food, an extra water skin each, but that's about it.
That's all you have at your disposal?
At the moment, yes. There are other things that I need to be prepared for.
We'll take the extra water skins. Yep. Alrighty. No horses. None.
Not that I can spare at the
Not
moment.
one.
Got to remember, these
Alright.
guys aren't cavalry, so they only have horses for like messages, really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
no,
they're
that's fair
pretty-
enough. So I was just pushing
Yeah.
him. It's all good.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's all cool.
Alright. That's my blunt personality.
Yeah,
All right.
fine.
I give him a salute,
He nods
and
back, and he says, "I know you'll. If I ask you, I know you'll keep it discreet."
definitely.
Right. Thank you.
Alright. And I exit, and then I come back to the boys. I discuss with them the task at hand. I glance very awkwardly at Potbelly Gut
Awesome.
and wonder if he's willing to, if he's going to be able to keep up. I was hoping to get some sort of horse or pony for him to at least sit on, because Jesus Christ, we're gonna have to roll him down the road half the way. But yeah.
Competition's on you, bossy bitch.
I am the boss bitch. I'll lay down the deal, and I lay it down straight up. Like, I don't tell them we're going to be getting. I tell them we're going to be getting 225 for this, and we can split it 4 ways. Is it 4 ways? It is 4 ways, right?
5.
Yeah, it's 4 ways.
It should be 5.
I don't know.
It should be 5, but we don't really have him with us.
No,
so
you
I
could-
mean,
you
if
could
we have
say
him with
it's-
us,
yeah.
it'll be 5. If we don't, it's 4.
Yeah. So
That's all there is. We can say there's one of
fair
our
way.
members is missing. If he ends up catching us up, then we split it 5 ways. If not, we'll split it 4 ways. We have no horses. We have a few extra water skins. Everyone, we need to kit up now, and we need to head out. Our only real task is to do reconnaissance. But if we can get in and we can save the local region leader's daughter,
The rural sheriff's daughter.
the rural sheriff's daughter,
The rural sheriff. Yeah.
Say that when you've
yeah,
had a
the
couple
rural
of drinks.
sheriff's daughter, then we can make a good amount of money doing this.
Plus whatever else you might find.
I walked back into the office, and I talked to the same guy. I say, look, it would be very beneficial to us if we could some of the payment in advance to outfit ourselves. Is this possible at all?
He says he could probably get 50 silver pieces to you.
That'll do, sir. That'll give us a much higher chance of achieving
Okay, he'll
the
send
kind
the
of
run-
return.
yep, he'll send the. Where do you want him to? You can either wait here. It'll take a wee while for him to get the money, or you can send a runner with the money to you if you give him a location.
Mermaid in
Tell him
Wiki.
we'll be preparing our departure at this inn,
Yep, mermaid.
and to send a runner with the silver pieces. Then,
Okay.
yeah.
So you take leave and head back to the mermaid.
Yep.
Sit down, have a drink or two before the guy appears. He walks straight over to you with a large pouch, and
Yep.
here's a piece of paper for you to sign, which is just a receipt. And
Yep.
he sort of suggests you sit away from the group, from the lots of people, and he just quietly and carefully counts the money out, 50 silver coins, puts them back in the purse, asks for your signature, so
Yep.
that you've received 50 silver coins, and then he takes the receipt and signature and he wishes you well.
Yep. All good.
Right.
I do that.
Okay.
And then I sit down and I ask the group, is there anything they desperately need? Because as front runner, I'm thinking of getting some better armor. And you can take this off my final collection of the money in the end, if you would like. But if there's anything anyone desperately needs, let us know now, because we have these 50 silver pieces.
No.
Okay,
How
so
far away
armor-
was this tower supposed to be based
Armor
on?
is going to be
Only 3/4 of a day.
Armor's
Oh,
going to be a bit
close.
difficult to get within that time. The only armor
Oh,
that
really?
fits, yep, the only armor that, because it's got to be built to your specific body.
Frame.
The only thing
You don't
really
want
is
a
a
chain
shield
shirt that
that you could
dangles
take
down to your
pretty
knees.
quick. Yeah, that's the only problem.
Scale?
It's got to be built for you. Anything apart from a shield's got to be built for your body.
Alright. Yeah. Alright. Well, never mind that then. At least we got some of the money.
Yep. You might want to purchase
Is there anywhere we
more.
could buy healing items around town that we know of?
You could try to petition through your cleric, the temple, to see if they will let you purchase a bottle of healing, like just to
Tonic?
cure light wounds.
Yeah, we definitely do that.
Yep. So what you can do, Orson,
Yep.
your charisma sort of dictates that they're not going to give you any easy sort of way of doing this.
Yeah, nope.
But
So-
they can give you a half strength bottle of potion of healing, so that heals 1d4 points, or they can give you 4 drafts, and the 4 drafts can be a combination of 1 hit point heals and things that can help support you get an extra in-game terms, saving throw versus poison.
How much are the 1d4 healing
that
drafts?
takes the whole, that one takes the whole 50 gold out, the whole 50 silver out.
Jesus Christ.
Yep, magic is dear. Or you could get a combination
The
of 4
4.
things.
Yeah. I'd say
Like,
the,
you know,
the 4
3
separate
1
little
hit
drafts.
pointers and a extra saving throw draft,
Yep.
or whatever, or
Yep.
whatever combination you feel is going to be best useful for
I
you.
think that's best. The 3
How much is it?
wonders and
That takes out the 50 as well.
How much is a horse or a pony?
75, I think, for a
They are
horse.
different. Horse, just let me have a look. A horse, just a horse by itself, a horse of course. Where are you, horsey horse? Transport.
Here, moose.
Great. Oh, here we go. A light riding horse is 25 gold. Then you've got to buy the saddle and the bridle and everything. A pony is 15 gold. Again, you've got to buy the paddle and the other things. A donkey is 8. And with a donkey, if you've then bought a small 2-wheel cart...
Look at that, I'm a noble steed.
Yeah.
So we could get a donkey. I mean, there's a chance we might be bringing back treasure from this mission.
Possibly, yep. So a small 2-wheel cart would cost, so the donkey would cost you 8, the cart would cost you 30, and the bit and bridle, I'm just trying to find that for the
15 silver.
15 silver, so, well that's 15 copper.
So we'd be able to get a donkey with a cart and attached bridle.
Yep, all that. And you might have just enough to buy one of those either 1-point healing things or some of the saving throw potion.
Yep. Alright, well, I think we buy a donkey. I mean, I'm going to open this up to the rest of the group.
What would how much was it for the 1-point healing potions? 3 of them for 50, was it?
12 and a half each.
12 and a half got to 12 and a half silver each.
Okay, what used up the full amount of 50 silver?
4
Because I've got 50 silver.
4 of them.
Oh, you've got extra. Well, we're just talking about the 50 silver I got in advance from the payment. I mean, if you're willing to spend your extra money, then that's up to you. But we're just talking about the extra 50 silver we got in advance.
Buying his own pony and cart, so he might want to.
Yeah. Yeah, I've just finished buying 4 1 hit point potions.
4 1 hit point potions.
I will liaise with the church to facilitate that.
As the group, well, whatever, liaison or whatever, using the 50 silver pieces to buy the donkey and cart.
And bridle, yep. So
and bridle.
2-wheel cart, not the big huge 50 gold piece cart in the book.
Yep.
So it's 38, and the bit and bridle would be whatever a bit and bridle is. I can't find it anywhere.
15
bit and
silver,
bridle, 15 silver
copper.
pieces.
15 copper,
15
so
copper.
yeah, that's cheap. Yeah.
Yep. So that's like roughly just short of 39 silver pieces. So if you want to put another silver piece in there, you can afford to buy one more little potion.
Yeah, I'll chuck that in.
Okay.
So that leaves us with how much silver? Because I'm backtracking my no silver at all from the excess.
No silver from the 50, plus you've added 1 silver. That will buy you 5. Sorry, that'll buy you. Hang on. No, you're buying. Who's buying what?
Lincoln's buying
Druid,
4
you're
potions.
buying the potions.
Yeah, and I was buying the donkey and the cart and bridle, and then I was chucking in
silver,
to get the extra 1 HP potion.
Yep.
Which I guess I'll carry on myself.
Yep.
Yep.
That's all cool. Yep. Which is good, because that means you each get to carry one of those if you want to, and give it to somebody else who needs it, or whatever.
Yep. Alright, so we've all got a 1 HP potion. I'll make sure they're distributed evenly, being the boss bitch.
Or waiting for your friend
that's whether or not Lincoln wants to distribute them.
Yeah, I mean, if Lincoln does disclose them, then I will heavily boss bitch him into giving 1 to each of us. If he doesn't, then that's up to him.
Them?
Yeah. Gonna buy them? No. You're gonna distribute them when they're needed?
Yes.
Alright,
I will
good
expect
enough.
recompense, because this is my hard-earned money going down the drain.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Going down the drain of your friend. Yeah, alright, all good. And I will present the donkey and cart.
Yep.
Remember, if death is
pat the back of it, like helping what is it? Who's the fat one? Maravera?
Orson is the fat one.
Orson's the fat one.
Orson, like the pig.
Get on the back. Just get on the back of the goddamn cart, because we don't want to be waiting around for you all day.
Hen-win.
Plus, you can load all your backpacks on there.
Yeah, I was about to say load the backpacks.
Yeah, we load everything on. Yep.
Well, and keep your weapons on you, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep our weapons. So I always keep my armor and
my faith is my weapon.
Yep. Cool. So
until he finds out
probably
that
you're going to be leaving
able to
early the next day. Sorry, Lincoln. Early the next day to be able to get there.
Yeah, actually, I grabbed a spare score of arrows to put on the wagon as well. Yeah.
If you want to, yep.
Yep.
No problem.
May you utilize the night to make merry and drink heavily. No.
Right, so the next day is a mild day. We're probably talking we're mid to late spring. So it's a relatively pleasant day for moving. So you make your way up the hill, and you sort of would exit out this end past the stone elevator up at the top end to get you onto the road.
We'll exit where? Through...
Up here.
Okay, yep,
stone elevator there.
Yep.
To get up there.
Yep.
You will be crossing beyond the map. Obviously, you'll be crossing the river Rilling to get on the right side, or the correct side, I should say. And I'm just going to do an encounter roll for 2 of them for the day.
Where are we looking at? Sorry, there was something I was going to ask. What is the weather like?
It's quite a nice day. It's a mild day, mildly
So it's sunny?
winds,
cloudy?
Slightly cloudy, not greatly cloudy. Very mild wind, quite dry. Yeah. No encounters. So after lunch you pack up, and having the cart with you has helped you move a lot quicker. I think 90 is your movement rate, as opposed to everyone being all over the place. That's as fast, I think, as the cart with the donkey can move. And the only thing that Orson might have to worry about is the numbness of his bum as he goes over the bumps and things. But he doesn't spill a drop.
Oh, no. He's probably folded up his cloak and put that under his butt by now to, pad that.
Yep. Cool.
Extra padding.
Yeah. And so basically we are going to leave it there for tonight. But everyone can collect 20 experience points
Mm-hmm.
for all the role playing at the moment. So remember, you only got to get to 300 to get to your next level.
Yep.
And whatever you collect tomorrow, in the next oncoming days. So you're going to get there around about, it would be early mid-afternoon. So we're talking perhaps 2ish, if we were looking at a clock. So this time of year, it goes dark around about 6:30, 7 o'clock. So you've got another good couple of hours to sort of, you're roughly
And
300
what does our elf
yards away
know
from
of?
the tower ruins itself, where we sort of stop the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just
And
stop
what does our elf
recording.
know of not orcs and their silly habits?
We'll find out next week.